Hey, good morning. It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia. Thanks for joining this morning. I'm dealing with a little allergy. Voice is a little bad. To be honest, it was a late night last night. Me and some of my buddies went went out and imbibed a little, probably a little too much, more than I usually do. So I'm doubling up on the coffee this morning, and the voice is a little rough, but we're going to push through. So thanks for joining me this morning. Ooh, it's hot. So today I thought we would talk a little bit about um, the scavenger hunt I did this week, and I did it. We talked about it last week in the live. So if you weren't on the live stream last week, I decided, what the heck, we'll do kind of a scavenger hunt, and we'll pick a stop along the Sukhumvit Green Line, just a random number, and we'll count them up. There's 47 stops on that Green Line from starts down at Kiha, down at the very south end, and ends up at Kukot, I think it's called, on the north end. So I thought I would do just take a random number and count up those stops and go there. And the scavenger hunt would be looking for 6 specific things. And those would be things that would make it a place in that a stop where you could actually live there and be comfortable, and have the comforts there. So looking at malls, grocery stores, condos, um, restaurants, bars, and street food or night markets. And the first stop was at Bering, it's the first stop up. So from where my condo is, I take the yellow line to the Sukhumvit line, and that's the Samrung line. And then the next stop up is Bering. So the and I couldn't remember. I thought 9 was one of the numbers that you guys chose in the chat, and so I used that, and so I counted up 9 from the Kiha stop, and that went to Bering. So I went to Bering, and it checked off 3 of the 6. So not bad. So that's a pretty average score. It's not one of those neighborhoods that's modernized. It hasn't been built up yet, but I think in the future it will be. Not necessarily in the near future, but they've got a couple of fairly new condos that are there, and it's got some nice street food, a nice night market, really nice night market, a couple of condos, and a few restaurants, some local restaurants, including a Taco Bell. But it did not have a big grocery store. It did not have any malls, and didn't have any bars really, other than the night markets. You can buy beer there. So anyway, let me know if we're coming in okay. I know last week I ended up just deleting that video because the audio was so bad. Because for whatever reason it defaulted to some other mic, so wasn't using this mic, so the audio was super bad. So let me know if we're coming in loud and clear, and if the video and the audios are good, and then we'll get started a little bit. um, how's everybody doing? Where you watching from? Let me know that too while you're at it. We got looks like we got 6 on right now, so that's a pretty good start. I got to keep my voice, keep my throat liquid here, get the liquid keep coming down, because it's a little rough this morning. I'll tell you guys what we ended up doing. So we started at O'Shea's, and I met. So I did this video, and I posted it this morning, of a condo tour, and it's a really nice condo. And met that person yesterday about 12. Did the tour, and then went home. Well, actually, I went and had lunch at O'Shea's. Had their weekend dinner special. Is you get a big you can pick between beef, pork, chicken, lamb, as far as the main meat dinner. But you get the meat, you get potatoes, you get mixed vegetables, you get the gravy, you get a big biscuit, and you get a beer with it. So I got the beef, and it was really good. And they give you a lot. And I can't remember, it was under $10 for everything. So it was a really good deal. So I ate, and then I came back here, downloaded the video, the tour, edited it, and posted it. And it posted this morning at 7. So if you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and look at it, because it's a nice condo. And it's right there on Prompong. It's between Sukhumvit 22 and Sukhumvit 24 in the Prompong area. So you're literally 10-minute walk from the Prompong BTS. You're 10-minute walk to all the malls there, M Quartier, M Sphere, those malls. So it's really nice, and it was a big condo, like 56 square meters. So check that video out if you haven't yet. And then so I posted that. I did all that work, and then because here's the situation with this girl. She's moving, and she's subleasing her condo for the next 5 months. Her contract ends on December 20th. So she wants somebody to take over that contract short term. And then whoever does that, and then if they want to stay there, they can renew and do a new contract for an annual contract in December. Hang on just a second. I got a runny nose. So she's moving at the 20th of this month, I think, something like that. So she's moving pretty quickly. So I told her I'd get that video out as soon as I could, and post that to see if anybody wants to. It would be perfect if I didn't have this lease until November, till the 1st of November. If I could get somebody to sublease this, I would probably take that. That's how nice it is. It's $35,000, but there's pretty significant upfront costs. You got $35,000 a month, but you got to pay her 2 months deposit, so that's $70,000. So you're talking about 105,000 baht right up front, which is about $3,000, a little over $3,000. So if you got that kind of money, this would be an ideal situation for somebody that wants to live here but not sure if they want to live in that neighborhood. Do they want to try it out for a few months? This would be perfect. You got a 5-month trial period, basically. So check that video out if you get a chance to. Kiki and Jasmine's on. Sound pretty good. Sound pretty rough. Oh, me? The audio's good, but my voice is rough. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you where we went. We went to let's see. How can I say this without saying this? It has a Soe in the name. It's close to Terminal 21 on Sukhumvit. Let's see. If you're a country and Western fan, you may be called this. If you live on a farm or a ranch, you may be called this. So is that clues enough? Yeah. Yes. Cowboy. Soe Cowboy. We went to Soe Cowboy. I haven't been there forever. It's been a long time since I've been there, but all my friends said, hey, let's go. We were going to go to Nana Plaza, and I really don't. I think we ended up at Nana Plaza, actually, to be honest with you, but I didn't stay. I left. But I left too late for the train, so I had to take a grab home, and that cost me about $15. Yeah, something like that, about $15. Or no, $7, I think. I can't remember. I'll have to look at my credit card. But it's funny because he dropped me off. I kind of dozed off in the back of the of the grab, and he drops me off at the condo behind this one. So there's two condos. There's mine, and then there's another one right behind it. And he drops me off at that one, and I'm looking around, and nothing looks familiar. And I said, I think you took me to the wrong place. He goes, no, this is right. So I get out, I'm looking around. It's like, where the hell am I? And then I've got my bearings. I figured it out. So I just had to walk up to the street where this one was. So so there's the lesson for you. Don't fall asleep on your Grab driver. You never know where you'll end up. So, but yeah, we went to Soy Cowboy and spent some time there and went to a few of the bars. And then we ended up at Nana Plaza and spent a little time there. And then I went home. I think, let's see, there were four of us, and two of us left, and then I think the other two were still there when we left. And I got home about 2 a.m. And I woke up this morning at 8. I never have an alarm clock. I'm usually up by 5 or 6 at the latest. And I woke up at 8 this morning. I look at my phone. It's like, oh crap, it's 8 o'clock. Good thing I woke up. I got a live stream today. So yeah, it was a little bit of a rough morning. So I'm loading up on the hot coffee and that. So we could talk about this scavenger hunt, this Bering BTS neighborhood that I went to last week. Actually, I went Sunday right after the stream. I went out there and checked everything out. So it was, I mean, if you're looking for like a modern looking neighborhood with nice restaurants and nice buildings and all that, you're not going to get that at the Bering location. You're going to get kind of a raw looking neighborhood. You got some small restaurants that are locally owned, which are kind of nice. You got the night market, which is really nice. You got a couple of newer condos. So, they built those obviously with the idea that that area is going to grow. But we're still kind of far away from anything modern, really. I mean, it's pretty raw. So if that's not your thing, that probably wouldn't be a good neighborhood for you to live in. And then you still have to travel a little bit to get to grocery stores and malls. You have to get on the train and do a little bit of traveling. So that might not be ideal for you, but it's a neat little neighborhood. I tell you, the night market is really cool. I really like that a lot. That's a neat area there. So, but you don't have to live there to go there. So sorry about that. We may not have a very long stream today. We may cut this off short. I don't know. I'll try to go an hour and a half. We'll see how it goes. So, so let's do let's get prepared for this next week, for the next scavenger hunt, and see where we go. So let's see, we don't have a lot of people on, so we'll wait a while and get some numbers from you guys, see if anybody else comes on. And they're probably going on, and they're going right back out because I look like hell and I sound like hell, and I don't blame them. But that's okay. We'll power through like we always do. And let me know if you guys have any questions. What's on your mind this morning, and we can talk about anything you guys want to talk about, really. But there's a lot of stations on that BTS, on that Sukhumvit BTS, that we can stop at. That there's a lot of them that I've never been to, so I would love to check out some of those other ones. So if we bring up the map, let me see if I can do that. Let me bring up a map here. And then I can share this with you, show you the BTS. Actually, let me do this instead. Let me get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing here. All right, we'll bring up a BTS map. And then I'll share this with you so you guys can kind of see where I'm going with this. Let's do this. Let's bring this over here. Whoops, where'd I go? Where'd it go? Okay, let's go ahead and share this with you guys so you guys can see. Okay, there's the map. That's the transit map. And we're talking about the green line here, which is the Sukhumvit line. So you start at Kihha, and then 47 stops later, it goes all the way to the north end of Bangkok, which is Phuket. So we started down here at Kihha, and then we counted up. And I think I picked 9 as the number. I thought somebody put in 9 last week, so we counted up 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which was Bering. So we went to Bering, and so the next stop will be whatever number we choose today. I'll count from Bering on up, and then once we get to the top, we'll turn around and go back, start counting backwards, going back down south. So anyway, so there's a lot of places to stop at, and obviously the popular ones that we go to all the time are, you got Tonglo, you got Prompong, Asok, Nana. Then here's some of the Plonchit, Chitlom, Siam. That's more high end there. Down here, you've got some really nice areas, Ekamai, Prakanan, Annut. Those are some nice areas too. And then these areas down south, Bangchok, Punawiti, Udom Suk, those are kind of unexplored. Not a lot of people do videos from there. Not a lot of, I haven't been to a lot of those places. I've been to a couple. So those would be fun to look for too. And then anything south of where I am, which is right here, which is Samrong. That's pretty much unexplored for me. I've never been to any of those places. And then up north here, there's a lot of places that I haven't been to. But this gets way up here by DMK, Don Muang Airport. So we'll check that out. We'll see if we'll see what you guys want to do as far as where you want me to do the next scavenger hunt. And I was thinking about adding one more item to that list of 6. I was thinking about coffee shops, because that's kind of having my morning coffee, that's kind of a must. A good coffee shop in the neighborhood would be pretty awesome. I could do hospitals, I guess, too. But you're not going to have a hospital at every stop, obviously. So you're just going to have to. That's one of those things that you just have to find out where the hospital is in your area and go there when you need to. So anyway, what's going on in chat, you guys? What are you guys up to today? There was a video, and I was gonna ask. Geo in the Philippines did a video last week about people leaving the Philippines and why expats are leaving the Philippines, and he was talking about some of the things, the good and bad about the Philippines, and it was a really good video. But I was struck by the comments in the comment section. I was reading all the comments, and they were very negative toward the Philippines. They were basically just bashing the Philippines, like it's bad because of this, 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 this. And I thought, you know what? I might do a video on this, just reacting to the comments on Gio's video, on Gio's channel. And I was going to ask Gio this morning, but I didn't get a chance to message him, see if he wanted to come on my stream. I may do that next week. Next weekend, I may ask him if he wants to come on. But I thought it was interesting that, there's always been talk about how great the Philippines is and that, this, that, and the other thing. But I thought it was interesting that the majority of the comments were negative toward the Philippines. And, and Gio's got a big channel, and obviously he's done most of his content in the Philippines. So most of his subscribers are either living and retired in the Philippines or planning on going to the Philippines, at least visiting, if not moving there. So I thought it was interesting, all the comments and how they were kind of negative toward the Philippines. So I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to bring him on to see what he thought about it, but I may reach out to him this week and do it next Sunday. I want to give him a little bit of time, but I think I'll do a video this week if I have a chance to do that, and we can. I'll just basically I just want to run down all those comments that were mentioned on his video, and kind of respond to that. But I love the Philippines. I love Thailand. Obviously, I'm here now, but I think the Philippines has a lot to offer, but there are some setbacks. There are things in the Philippines that make it a little difficult, make it a little more of a challenge to live there or even visit there. And some of those things can wear on you if you've lived there for a while. And so I think that's what a lot of these comments were talking about. It's like, oh, I just can't handle the poor customer service, or I can't handle the lack of infrastructure, or whatever the case may be, or the cost of living is going up, and it has gone up a little bit. It's not the cheapest place to live in Southeast Asia anymore. I think at one point it was, but not so much anymore. And I think crime's on the rise too. I think especially in the provinces, you're going to see a lot of crime against expats. I read about it all the time. So that's an interesting dynamic there. So, but I don't know what, if you guys have been to the Philippines, let me know what your take is on living there or being there. Has the Philippines changed in the last, say, 3 years, 2 or 3 years? I think it's changed. I moved there over 3 years ago, and I lived there for almost 3 years. And just from the time I moved there, even the time I was visiting, because I used to visit quite a bit, back starting in 2015, I started going there. And it's changed. It's changed even in the last year or two. It's changed, and some for the better, some not so much. And Thailand's changed too. Bangkok's changed. I think everything goes through changes. Some more gradually than others. Some more obvious. Some of the changes, but I think all in all, Bangkok's still the same Bangkok. It'll eat you up, though. That's another topic for another day, maybe. But there's a vlogger here in Bangkok, and he's having some issues. He's having some problems, and I read about this on Keys One community page, and he wrote a piece on it on this community page about this certain vlogger who I will not mention. If you guys know who I'm talking about, you know. but he's having some issues, and it could be, I don't know if it's health related. I don't know if it's, um, you know, what the issue is, but he's having some financial issues, and Keys One and a couple of his friends were helping him out for a while, letting him stay at their place, giving him money, loaning him money, but it's not getting any better. And so he's in that situation. This guy's in that situation where he's kind of hit rock bottom. And I tell you what, Bangkok is a great city, but it will eat you up and spit you out if you're not careful. It is not. It is an unforgiving city if you let it be, and if you fall into that trap. And same with Pattaya, same with in the Philippines, Angeles City, even to some extent Makati, with all the bars and clubs around that area in the Poblacion area. You can let that eat you up and spit you out, and it's not a very forgiving city, Bangkok. Um, and I've seen so many expats here, Pattaya, Angeles City, that it looks like they've lost their soul. They're just wandering around, and they look like they're just waiting to die. It's not a pretty sight, but if you allow it to happen, it's going to happen. And it's not a great thing. Let's see. Let's get caught up with the chat a little bit. That's the problem with the province. Yeah. When we're talking about the Philippines, there's a lot to be said about living in the province. The constant brownouts, the unable to get around well. Some of these province towns, there's no transportation options, so it can be kind of a downer, I guess. Well, the Philippines was worse when I first visited the country. Okay, so how long ago was that? Because I guess overall it's worse because I guess you could say they're catching up with other civilizations, so to speak. So, their infrastructure is improving, but I think the pace is slower than other countries around the Philippines. So I think that's the problem. And I don't think it's changed so much. I think it's more of if you've lived there a while, you kind of, the honeymoon period ends, and you kind of pull back that curtain and you see the true Philippines, and that's where you realize that, oh, it wasn't the rainbows and unicorns I thought it was when I first got here, because I had my rose-colored glasses on, and it's not quite as perfect as I thought it would be. So let's see. Naya has to be replaced. That's the airport in Manila, if you guys don't know. An absolutely horrendous airport. I'm going to start using Clark from now on and commute down to Manila. Flights never leave on time from Manila. Yeah, and they're always changing gates. It's like you look on your boarding pass, and you got a gate number, and you can almost guarantee probably 80% of the time that's going to change before your flight leaves. So and it's probably going to be late. So I get you. That's exactly right. But you know what? Those things don't bother me as much because it's not a daily occurrence, because you're only flying in and out, rarely. So that's not a big thing. I'm talking more about the daily occurrences. See, 2010 was my first visit to Manila. Okay, mine was 2015, and it was my first flight anywhere out of the country, out of the U.S. So it was a culture shock for me, for sure. But like I said, it's the daily things that wear on you in the Philippines. The sorry, sir, unavailable, the brownouts. If you're not living in BGC, you've got the possibility of brownouts. Just the fact that you're in that ring of fire, basically, where you've got all the nature and the weather issues. You've got earthquakes, you've got volcanoes, you've got landslides, you've got monsoons and typhoons and flooding, all of that. And there's probably others I've missed, but that all hits in the Philippines. And the infrastructure is just hard to get around because it's, you're talking about a country with 7,000 plus islands. And so you gotta, it's hard to navigate. If you want to go to another place, you got to take a bus and then a ferry and then a trike, and it's not as easy as it would be to travel, say, here in Bangkok, in Thailand. So, but there's a lot of pluses to the Philippines too. I will say that. Let's see. So this guy, going back to this guy, this vlogger, we looked on his channel last night, and he hasn't posted anything for like 3-4 months. In his last post, it said, I'm leaving Bangkok, or I'm leaving Thailand, or something like that. But he's still here, from what I understand. And if he's out of money, if he doesn't have any money, why isn't he posting? Because he's got a pretty good following. He's got more subscribers than I do, and his views are higher for his videos that he posts. They're higher than mine. I think he averages probably 5, 6, maybe 10,000 views per video. That's enough. If you do that, and he's got like 29,000 subscribers. And if he's getting between 5,000 and 10,000 views on each video, he could make a pretty decent amount of money. I mean, I would think he's probably making, or he would have been making $500 or $600 a month just on his YouTube videos, just his AdSense from the ad dollars he gets. So I'm not sure. I assume he's monetized. I would think so. So I'm not sure what other income he's got coming in, but say $500 or $600. I mean, that would be rough to survive on that, but you could do it. And if I was him, I would be doubling or tripling down on the number of videos you put out, because if that's your sole income, and this guy's younger, so he's not getting a retirement. He's not getting Social Security or anything that I'm aware of. I don't think he's got disability or anything. So I don't know what other income he's got coming in. It doesn't sound like he's got anything. So I would think that, it's like, why aren't you posting more videos? So there's got to be something more to it, why he's not posting. So he did a few months back, it's probably maybe 8 or 9 months back, he did a meet and greet here in Bangkok, and I went to it, and he wasn't there. He said he put in his community he was sick, so he didn't come. So that was kind of a red flag. That was maybe an indicator that there's something going on in his personal life that is making him do these things that are not necessarily in the best interest of his well-being, I guess is the best way to put it. So I don't know. Let's get back on the chat here. Your favorite kuya. Morning, JJ. Have your coffee yet? I'm about to have breakfast in a bit with a 3-in-1. All right, I got my coffee. What's your 3-in-1? Oh, your 3-in-1, your instant coffee? Yeah, that's what this is. Instant. It's not my 3. It's not a 3-in-1. I get the black coffee, and it's hard to find in Southeast Asia. If you get the instant coffees, most of them have the cream and sugar, and they're really sweet, and it's something I don't really like. But I found the Big C right over here. There's a place where I can get the big box. Get a big box. It's got 2 big bags of instant coffee and it's black coffee. So that's how I got to have my coffee. I got to have my coffee black. So I don't like the sugar. I don't like the cream. I see that mug almost as big as the one you had with Evan. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In his video, that was at the Shangri-La. We did that video, if I remember right, at the I think it's called the High Street restaurant or High Street Lounge in the Shangri-La on the second floor. It's a nice thing, nice place. But it's the Shangri-La, so of course it's going to be nice. So, let's see. Yes, it was at the Shangri-La in BGC. Nice place. Even though supposedly Vitali stayed there, and he tried to steal an industrial fan and take it into his room, I guess. I don't know what he was thinking, but anyway, yeah. So that was a long time ago. That was when I first started my channel. He, Evan, if you don't know who Evan is, he's a younger guy. He's probably mid-20s now. But he's got a popular YouTube channel, and he's based out of BGC. And when I had first started my channel, I was around 300 or 400 subscribers. I've been on my channel for a few months. Just got monetized. No, I hadn't been monetized yet because I hadn't got my 1,000 subscribers. And I saw him down in Forbestown, and we started talking, and he asked if I wanted to go on his channel. So he interviewed me on his channel. And I think at the time he had maybe 50, 60,000 subscribers. So just that interview got me over 500 subscribers, new subscribers, just from his interview. And it pushed me over the top as far as getting monetized. So I owe that to him. But he's a good guy. He's kind of pivoted his channel. He's more on helping high-end retirees move and settle in the Philippines. So that's kind of where his channel has gone. But I used to watch his channel all the time before I moved down here. And that's where I decided I was going to live in BGC, because just watching his videos where he's going around BGC, it was pretty cool. You guys had about 4 to 6 on that coffee table. I told my girl, I think I need coffee, and she started cracking up. Yeah. Well, I got 2 cups here now. That way I don't have to go back and make it in the middle of my stream. So he's a good guy. Love his relocation videos on condos. Love seeing the price ranges and insight on BGC. I found you, excuse me, through him, and enjoyed the frugal insight you gave as well. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for watching my videos. It's fun. I love doing them. I started doing these videos. I started doing YouTube because I was bored. When I retired back in the beginning of 2023, I got really bored, and because I was working, I was used to working 60 hours a week, nonstop, just work day in and day out. And then when you shut that off cold turkey, you kind of get those, it's kind of like an addiction, you get the, what do they call it? The, withdrawal symptoms. So I had withdrawal symptoms from working. So I needed a hobby. I needed something that I could do on a daily basis to satisfy my urges of working. So I've been posting videos on YouTube and just sharing them privately with friends and family, and actually coworkers back when I was working, on just my experiences living in Southeast Asia. And so I thought, well, you know what? That'd be kind of a cool channel. So I went public and decided to start doing that. And that was in like May or June of 2023. And I got monetized in September of that year. So went fairly quickly. I was expecting 6 to 8 months before I got monetized, and I got monetized pretty quick. So I was pretty surprised. But Yeah, it's been a journey for sure. My first video I did was in Vietnam, actually, in Ho Chi Minh City. Me and two of my buddies had just flown in, and it was late at night, and we checked in our hotel, and we were hungry, so we went around the corner, and we found this this restaurant, this sidewalk restaurant, basically that was open, and and we sat there on the sidewalk and ate, and I did a short video. It was maybe 5 6 minutes, and the guy that was waiting on us, his name was Tony, and I did the whole routine. What's your name, Tony? What's your name? And instead of Ezekiel, I said JJ. But we did. So you go back, if you look back at my videos, that's the first one I did, and I didn't know anything about. I was doing it all vertical, so it would look like a short version, a short. So it was fun, and he was a good guy. He was a lot of fun. So check that out if you got a chance. That was my first YouTube video that I did was that in Vietnam, which is weird. It's like, okay, I'm going to do a YouTube in the Philippines, but my first ones are going to be in Vietnam. But I think I got less than 100 views on that. I'm not sure, but it wasn't a lot. That's for sure. Hang on a second. I gotta. Okay, better. Now I can breathe a little bit. But yeah, that was fun doing those videos, and then I was doing them vertical, like I was holding my phone like this for like the first 5 or 6 videos, not realizing that if you want to do long form, you got to do it like this. So I started watching YouTube channels that talk about how to be successful on YouTube, and so I started learning through that, and it's been an experience, that's for sure. I'm still learning. I mean, I'm not at I'm not even close to being a great YouTuber. I mean, I stumble around. I say and a lot. My editing is just average at best. But you know what? I'm having fun, and I keep it real, and that's the whole thing. I think keeping it real is important to me, especially in this world of AI. Loss of routine. I agree. I retired. I am a pensioner. Then I started freelancing again due to boredom. Right? Yeah. I mean, if you stop cold turkey, it can be tough. It can be tough to get into that retirement vein, that retirement uh, stage. You definitely need to stay productive when retired. Yeah, do something, have a hobby. I also like the fact that you travel outside the Philippines. Yeah, well, let's see. My last time in the Philippines was back in April. Then I came back here in the first part of May, first week in May, and I'm traveling to Vietnam next month in August. I just filled out my e-visa for Vietnam. I should get the email back this week. I did a 90-day multi-entry, which is $50. If you do the 90-day single entry, it's $25 US. I did the multi because I don't want to. If I stay there, I think I'm only going to stay a month, but I want to keep it open as far as I may leave, I may come back, I may go to the Philippines, I may go back to Vietnam before I come back here. So I want to keep those options open. So let's see. You have your niche. You look happy and give an insight retirees might need. I tell my girl it is okay to have money, but saving here and there comes in handy when you what when you want to pack and travel. When you want to pack and travel, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I try to put in. So the money I make on YouTube, and it's not a lot, I tell you. If anybody thinks you're going to get rich on YouTube, there are a few YouTubers that do, But those are the guys that have millions of views and millions of subscribers, and I'm not even close to that. So, but the money I make, I either put right back into the channel, like upgrading equipment and things like that, or I use it for, travel expenses if I travel. Or if I'm not using it, I just put it into the savings account. So I just put all that money into savings. So I've got that when I need it for my YouTube channel. So it's all extra. I don't need it. It's all fluff. It's all gravy. It's all icing on the cake. How many other euphemisms can I use? But yeah, so I don't rely on it for my day-to-day or month-to-month expenses. So it's kind of nice to have that little nest egg that I could use for my YouTube channel. Yeah, when you want to pack and travel. Yeah, I got you. Typos. Yeah, I have them all the time. So my phone, I have the swipe mode, so I don't have to type when I'm texting. I swipe, and sometimes it doesn't read the word right, and I get so quick and I send that I look back at it, and I've got 2 or 3 different words in there that don't belong. So that's my problem. I do everything so quick that I don't read my post or my text before I send it, which I should get into that habit of doing that. But oh well, it's just the way it is. Okay, so we talked a little bit about the beginning. We talked about the scavenger hunt, so we can talk a little bit more about that now that there's more people on. So last week I picked the number 9 for the scavenger hunt, going up Sukhumvit line, and that ended up in Bering. So I did that video. If you haven't seen the video yet, go check it out. I posted it last Monday, I think. So we'll do that today. If you guys have a random number between 1 and 47, put it down in the chat, and we'll count that. We'll count up on that map and see where that ends us at to do the next scavenger hunt, where I go to that station and I check the neighborhood out to try to find 6 items. We're looking for malls, restaurants, bars, condos, street food or night markets. And what was the 6th item? I can't remember now, but there's 6 items. Grocery stores was number 6. So those are the essentials. And I think I might add a coffee shop. Those 6 or 7 essential things in a neighborhood is what would make you comfortable living there. So that's the whole purpose. So let's see. You have a good morning. My girl just served me breakfast. Enjoy your time and safe travels. Well, good on you. Your favorite Kuya. Have a great day. Have a great breakfast. Sounds like you got a good girl there. So take care of her. Treat her good, and she'll treat you good back. I assume she's Filipina. Am I assuming right? We'll check your video in a bit. Okay, very good. Okay, Kiki just put in. Kiki and Jasmine said 27. Phil says, good morning, JJ. Have you ever visited Nha Trang or Dalat, Vietnam? I have been to Da Nang, Hanoi, and Hue and enjoyed all of them. I have not been to Nha Trang or Dalat. I've heard both of those places are really, really nice. So maybe I'll go check those out when I'm there next month. So I'll be there at least a month. So probably for the month of August. And then I'm thinking I'll probably come back here and get signed up for my Thai language classes. So that's kind of my loosely planned plan, but you never know. Dave says, hi, JJ, good morning to you. Good morning, Dave. Thanks for coming on. We're just about an hour into this, and just for those that are just tuning in, I've got allergies. Had a late night last night, and if I drink too much beer and it's rainy, and it rained yesterday, I have mold allergies, so that really affects me. And so that's why my voice is so bad and my nose is running and all that. So it's not a hangover, but it is an allergy hangover, I guess you could say. So, but but good morning, all. So 27. So let's bring that map back up. I took it down. I forgot. I should have. Here we go. Let's bring that map back up, and we'll count 27. Drag this over here, and share the screen. Okay. So if you're not aware of what my plan is, we're doing weekly scavenger hunts. So the green line there, you see, this is the Sukhumvit line, and it goes all the way, starts way down here at Keha on the south end of Bangkok, and it goes all the way, winds up north to Kukot or Kokut, and there's 47 stops. So I'm talking about random number and count the stops with that number, and that stop is where I'll do the scavenger hunt in that neighborhood to see, those 6 or 7 items, those 6 or 7 essentials, see if it's a good place that you could live. So last week it was Bering. So let's go 27 up from there. So let's count together. So there's Bering. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, which is the Kasasart University stop. So there it is. That's where we'll stop this week. I'll do a video there, do my scavenger hunt, check to see if we got those 6 or 7 things, including the coffee shops. And we'll check that place. I've never been to that stop before. A lot of the trains will stop there. A lot of the times when you're on the Sukhumvit line, sometimes they stop there, and that'll be the end stop for that particular train. Most of them go all the way to Kukot, but some of them actually stop there. So that'll be interesting. I've never been up that way, so we'll check that out. Let's see what. It's not close to anything that I'm familiar with. No, there's nothing, not any of the stops around there before or after I've been to. So it'll be a new adventure for all of us. So we'll check that out. I'll try to get that done this week so you guys can see. What do you think? Do you think that's a good stop? I think it'll be fun. We'll see how it works. And then the next week we'll keep counting up until we get to the end and then start counting back down. So but thank you, Kiki and Jasmine, for putting that number in. 27. That's a big jump. But it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. So we've been talking about that. We've been talking about the Philippines a bit, about Gio's video, and some of the comments he got on his video about actually the negative comments about people that live there, expats that live in the Philippines that don't like it anymore. They were complaining about a lot of things. We talked about that. We talked about the YouTuber here that's having some issues. What else is on you guys' mind this morning? What do you guys want to talk about? What did you think of Bering? If you watched my video, my scavenger hunt video on the Bering stop and walking around there, what did you think of that area? Would it be somewhere that you could live? It only checked 3 of the boxes off. Well, if I count the coffee shops, that'd be 4. So I got a score of 4 out of 7, or 3 out of 6 if I didn't count the coffee shops. So it did not have a grocery store. It did have a couple of 7-Elevens. It did not have malls, and it did not have bars. So, but it did have a couple of condos, nice condos, and it did have a really nice street food, nice night market, and it had a couple of local restaurants. So just a few though, not a lot. So let's see. Kiki and Jasmine says it should have plenty of amenities if there's a university in the area. Yeah, I assume there's the university in that area. I assume that's why they named it that. We'll see. You never know. But yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun to check out. Dave says, I like your video. The infrastructure there is amazing. Public transportation, elevated walkways, better than BGC. Yeah, I love Bangkok and the walkways, like the Chitlom. I think you're talking about that Chitlom video I did, which I kept having to take down because I kept getting a copyright hit on it. Every song I added, and they're YouTube in the YouTube catalog, and then they say, when you first, here's how it works. When you upload a video to YouTube and you go through all the, you got to do all these things. You got to do the title, the description, you got to add tags. You got to, I mean, you don't have to do that, but you do. You got to mark if it's for children only, yes or no. There's different things you got to do. And then you finish uploading it, and then you got to do checks. It runs through your video and it checks for any issues, like copyright issues. Well, every time I uploaded that Chitlom video, I get the notification. We reviewed your video and there are no issues. So it's like, okay, good to go. So I would upload it and I'd post it and publish it. And as soon as it got published, as soon as it went live, like a day later, I get a notification from YouTube. It says, there's a copyright issue with your video. You will not be monetized. It will, this video will be demonetized. So I'm looking, and you can check and you can see exactly when you look at the video, it'll show you on your YouTube dashboard. It'll show you exactly what part of that video is the issue. And usually they give you the option to mute that part so the music isn't heard, or change it. But this time, for whatever reason, I didn't have that issue. The only thing I could do was either let it run and not get paid, or delete it. So what I did was I deleted it, and then I went back into my editor and took that piece of music out and replaced it, and then re-uploaded it. So a lot of you guys are saying, I thought I saw this video before. You did probably, because what I did was delete it and re-uploaded it with different music. Well, the same thing happened. They said all issues are fine. There are no issues. So I posted it, it published, went live. And then like a day later, I got another notification says, oh, there is a issue with the copyright music. So I got frustrated at that point, and I just deleted it completely. I'm not even going to try again. So, but anyway, I think that's the one you're talking about with the, if you're talking about the video I did, showed the elevated walkways in that Chitlom area. It's really, really nice. I love it. And there's so many neat areas along Sukhumvit in Bangkok that's just beautiful. It's like there are, if you're familiar with BGC in the Philippines, that's a neat, modern, Western type neighborhood, very walkable. But there's probably a dozen or more of those same type of areas in Bangkok, just like in BGC. So this video I posted this morning, this condo tour, check that out if you haven't yet, because it's real close to Benjikiti Park. You can walk to Benjikiti Park from there, and it's just a really nice condo. If the money's right for you, 35,000 is what the cost is a month. 35,000 baht, which is a little over $1,000 a month. If that's in your budget, I would definitely look. It's a great area. Prompong area is amazing neighborhood. So that would be perfect for somebody. And she's trying to get out. She wants to move, and she's trying to sublease her condo for the next 5 months. So you could do short term. I mean, it's hard to find short term condo rentals in Bangkok, but this one's right there available for you guys. 5 months, and then if you like it, and you can sign a new 1-year lease if you like staying there, or you can move on. But 5 months, you're not under any obligation after that. So that's kind of cool. All right, what else is going on, guys? We've got our location for our next scavenger hunt ready to go. We're just over an hour on. I'm starting to feel a little better. My voice starting to improve. But we'll go a little further. Just depends if you guys want to stay on or not. What else is going on in your lives? So my plan is to head to Vietnam next month for a month, probably, then come back here and sign up for my Thai language classes. So that'll be fun. That'll be interesting. One of the buddies that I hung out with last night, he's taking Thai language courses right now. He's taking classes, and he's doing pretty well. He talks to the waitresses and that in Thai. So he's getting pretty good at it. He's only been, I want to say he's only been taking classes maybe 6 months, 6 or 8 months. So he's doing pretty well. So he can actually have a conversation, a back and forth conversation with the Thai. So that's pretty cool. I want to get to his level. So that'll be neat. He's a good guy. He's from Ireland. So we've got a very international group. Last night we had a guy from the UK. We had a Vietnamese American, and then me, and then the Irish guy. So that's quite a group, motley crew, so to speak. But yeah, that's another neat thing about Bangkok. It's such an international city. There's so many different cultures here. It's pretty amazing, multi international. So it's another reason to love it. But if you guys haven't been to Bangkok before, I would definitely put it on your list to check out. It's not for everybody. It's a big city. If you're not a big city kind of guy, you're probably not going to really enjoy it. But so when I was in Chiang Mai, which is smaller, it's kind of a neat, almost like a college town. But I was talking to some people there when I was there, and they're from Japan. And I asked her, I go, where have you been? She goes, we were in Bangkok first, and now we're here. I go, how'd you like Bangkok? And they didn't like it. They just thought it was too big. And to be honest with you, if you're used to Tokyo, if you're Japanese and you're used to the big city of Tokyo, nothing really compares to that because it's such a clean city. Bangkok has its good points, but it can be raw at times in some places. So I don't think they appreciated that, but they liked Chiang Mai much better. So let's see. The weather in Vietnam is probably better up north in August. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's a little cooler. But I was there last time I was there. It was the rainy season, and it was cool and rainy and windy almost every day. So I got to a point where it's like, I got to get out of here. So I want to go back in August where it's nice. The weather's nice, the sun's out. You can see the blue of the ocean on the beach. So I definitely want to check out Da Nang in that time period. And maybe I'll get up north. I've never been to Hanoi. I've never been there. So that would be something that would be interesting to go check it out for a day or two just to see what's going on over there. But you never know. I'll be there a month. So it's pretty much wide open. I got no plans, just going there and just playing it by ear, just winging it. That's kind of how I do my vacations. I just kind of wing it. I don't plan anything really. I don't set up tours or anything like that. I just kind of go on my own, So if I want to sleep in one day, I can sleep in one day. So yeah, it's pretty loose planning on my part, but it works for me. So I don't know. A lot of people would cringe at the thought. A lot of people are big time planners. They got to plan everything in advance, and I've done that before too. But I'm more of a let's just go there and see what happens kind of guy. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's kind of how I work. Oh, by the way, Kiki and Jasmine, thanks for being a member. Um, I think I've got 3 members. So I just started this membership thing, and I've posted some videos on there. But once I build enough memberships, I'll start posting more current stuff, and we'll do some different things there for the members only page. But yeah, thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. Let's see. Hanoi is cultural, a lot more cultural than Saigon. That's what I heard. It's a lot more traditional, a lot more conservative than it is in Ho Chi Minh City and Saigon and down south. I also heard the food is different. The northern Vietnamese food is different than the food in southern Vietnam. So that will be interesting to check that out. That's what I've heard, at least. I don't know if there's anything to that or not, but I don't know if there's a huge difference. But yeah, we'll have to check that out. And Nha Trang and Dalat, I've heard good things about both those places. So yeah, we'll check those out. Let's see. We're at almost an hour and 10 minutes. So we'll go another 10 minutes. Looks like we got 11 on right now, so that's not bad. We'll just keep on keeping on. If you guys have any questions, we can open it up to any Q&A. I'll answer anything I know. If I don't know, maybe chat knows. I will never tell you something I don't know the answer to. I will never do that. So you see a lot of the YouTubers, it seems like it's just full of BS. And I don't do those things. So if there's something I don't know, I'll tell you right up front. But I've been visiting Thailand and Bangkok for almost 3 years now. I think the first time I was here was in August of 2022, August or September. So almost 3 years. And I know some things about Thailand, and I know some things about Bangkok. I don't know everything. That's why I like to watch some of those other YouTubers that have been here for 7, 8, 9, 10 years. They know more about it than I do. I just share my experience in what I know. That's kind of what I do. So, and the more I learn, the more I share. So let's see, from architecture to cuisine. Okay, cool. Yeah. Now I know in a lot of these Vietnamese cities, there's a huge French influence in the architecture because of the French occupation, I guess, back in the day, whenever that was, 100 years ago or whatever. So there's a lot of, you can see it in a lot of the architecture, a lot of the structures, very French looking. So it's kind of neat. I know in Hoi An, if you go up north of Da Nang, I think it's north, maybe it's south of Da Nang, about 40 minutes, there's a city called Hoi An, and it's a beautiful city. It's right there on the river, and they've got a lot of neat, right there on the river, they've got a lot of neat buildings, a lot of neat restaurants and shops, but you can really see the French architecture, the French influence in that town. And I'm sure it's like that in a lot of other cities in Vietnam, but Hoi An's a neat area too. It's got a beach. So if you've been to Da Nang and you haven't been to Hoi An yet, check it out for a day. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy the restaurants there on the river. It's really neat, and the beach is really nice too. It's a little more. I think it's a little more touristy on the beach than it is in Da Nang. I think you see a lot of younger backpacker type tourists there that go there. Maybe they're staying there, maybe they're there for the day, but you'll see a lot of younger crowds at the beaches there. So if you like the young crowds on the beach, if you know what I mean, you'll probably like Hoi An better than the beaches on Da Nang. So yeah, Hoi An is beautiful. Yeah, it's a neat area, really neat area. So it's a small city. I don't know what the population is, but it's a lot smaller than Da Nang. Da Nang is about, I want to say about 1.5 million, maybe 1.2 million is their population in Da Nang, but it doesn't feel big. It because I think because it's so sectioned off into different neighborhoods, different districts, um, and it's easy to get around. The traffic's not bad. It's really super easy to get a grab, and it'll take you from one place to another in 10 minutes, basically 10, 15 minutes, and you're right there, and it's super cheap. So it doesn't have that big city feel. It's about the same size as Chiang Mai here in Thailand. Chiang Mai is about 1.5 million too, and I think Chiang Mai is the second largest city in Thailand, if I'm not mistaken. But it doesn't feel as big either. It feels a little bigger than Da Nang because it's not sectioned off like Da Nang is as far as the neighborhoods. I stayed in the Nimon area in Chiang Mai, which is a really neat area, really neat vibe, coffee shops, and it's kind of a backpacker area. But if you can handle the constant influx of backpackers that stay at hostels, you'll be okay. but Chiang Mai is similar in size to Da Nang. So, and then that'll be my extent of traveling, I think, because if I start my language classes, I got to stick around. Every time you leave, if you're on an education visa, every time you leave the country and you come back, you got to re-register. You got to re-up your visa. So I don't want to have to do all that. If I have the option not to, I'll probably not do it. So I'll probably stay around here, maybe travel around the country in Thailand, visit some places I haven't been before. But I'll probably stay in the country. At least that's my plan right now. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, everything's pretty loose as far as my plans. I don't put anything in stone. I keep everything pretty much variable. How long is the course? So the school I'm going to go to, which is Sandy School of Thai Language, or Sandy Thai Language School, Sandee is how you spell Sandy. They've got 3 levels. So they got level 1, level 2, level 3 courses. You can sign up for all 3 levels at once, which is 14 months. So basically you'd have an education visa that lasts 14 months. And you have to every 90 days or every 3 months, basically, you have to re-up your education visa. So you have to extend it, I guess they call it. So you have to do that every 90 days, and it costs 1,900 baht. So what is that, about $45 every 3 months? So in that 14-month period, you're extending 4 times, basically. I did not sign up for that because I was afraid that if I started the classes and I sucked at it, level 3 would be out of the question. So I did the first 2 levels, which is an 8-month course. And it's going to cost me a little more if I continue on to level 3 and do the additional 6 months after the initial 8. It's going to cost me a little more to do those separately than it would if I signed up for the whole thing at once. But I was just afraid that if I'm horrible at it, I'm stuck on this. I paid for this level 3, and if I'm not going to do it, then I'm out all that money. So I'd rather pay a little extra and do it after I'm done with the first 2 levels. And if I feel like I'm pretty comfortable, then I'll go to level 3. She also said that after the first 8 months, level 1 and level 2, if you can go to level 3, or if you feel that you need to continue, you can do level 2 again. So I've got that option. So the whole thing, my plan is the whole thing to do 14 months total. So I'll be here. So once you sign up and go through all the paperwork, that takes about 5 or 6 weeks to get everything done and get your new, you have the school has to certify that you're enrolled and you're ready. Then you have to go through immigration and change your visa to an education visa. And that whole process takes about 6 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. So once that's done, then you're good to go. But let's see, where was I going with this? After the 14 months, after I'm done with the education visa, I'll probably just do the retirement visa, just slide right into a retirement visa at that point. I've been asked, it's like, why don't you just do the retirement visa now? Well, I could, but I want to learn the Thai language. So I might as well do it on a visa. And that way I don't have to deposit the 800,000 baht into a bank account until I'm done with the education visa, until I'm done with the Thai language courses. So that's my thinking. So whether it's solid or not, I don't know, but that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. So this will force me to actually learn Thai, because if I just did the retirement visa and it's like, oh, I'll sign up for Thailand, I'd never do it. I'd probably never do it. So I just keep putting it off. But this way, it's like I do that first, get the education visa. Now I'm kind of forced into learning Thai. So that's my thinking. If I do something where it's like I'm kind of forced to do it, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I just procrastinate and put everything off. And so that's my plan. Whether I stick to it or not, that's another thing. But it'll be nice, because she told me at the school, she said, it's Monday through Friday, I think, or Monday through Saturdays, 2 hours a day. But she says you don't have to go to every class. You can skip a couple classes a week and you're still okay. So if I want to take a long trip somewhere, I could take that Friday or Saturday off and then come back on a Monday. So I have basically a 3 or 4 day weekend where I could do some traveling. So that's kind of nice to know that. So if I want to do some extended traveling, I can do that and still be okay with the classes and be okay with the visa. So there we go. Anything else on your guys' mind? We got the scavenger hunt place picked out. We're going to, and I probably will butcher the name of the stop, but it's Kasetsart University. That's the BTS stop. N13, North 13 is the stop number on the Green Line, BTS Green Line, Sukhumvit line. So that's where we'll stop this week. I'll do the scavenger hunt, look for those 6 or 7 things to see if it would be a good area to live. And then I'll post that video for you guys this week, and we'll be good to go. So I think we're at hour 20. So if there's nothing else on chat, any other questions, I think we're going to wrap things up. But I do appreciate you guys coming on this morning and, powering through with me with my voice and my runny nose and my allergies. So I do appreciate that. But you guys have a great, great day. And let's see, Phil has one more comment here. My retirement visa expires next May. I'm considering moving to Vietnam for a while. When it expires, I can always come back to Thailand. Yeah, I mean, Vietnam's pretty easy, 90 days. And then they don't care if you do border runs and come right back and do another 90 days. They don't seem to care. They don't, that's not an issue for them. So I think that might be fun for you, Phil. I think you'll enjoy that. Kiki and Jasmine, take care. Yeah, you guys take care too. And thanks for coming on as always. And we'll see you next week. Make sure you check out my videos. The one I posted this morning on that condo tour, check that out. Make sure you hit that like button before you sign off here. I'd appreciate that. And we'll talk to you again next time. And as always, live life, my friend. Take care. Bye-bye.